Welcome to the greatest show in wrestling history, welcome to greatness of wrestling. And I'm kinda struggling to come up with an intro, so have you guys noticed that Cesaro has big nips? Like, these nipples, they're kinda huge. No, am I the only one? Is there something wrong with me that I noticed Cesaro's big ass nipples? Looks like pepperoni on pizza. This video has nothing to do with Cesaro. I just noticed his big ass nips. I might be late on this, I might be early on this. But next time you see Cesaro, think about me. Anyway, we just did the greatest intro of all time, and today we're going to see a lot of big news. Today we're going to see new TNA Championships. Every title was changed. You're going to see 2 new potential WWE titles. It's not what you think, and I think you will be disappointed. Maybe you will be excited, but I will tell you why it's not a good idea. You will see this new stage for Greatest Royal Rumble, well, kind of a stage, and I will tell you all the matches and more stuff like that. Chris Jericho says that one particular star could actually make Roman Reigns go over. I don't buy that shit. Anyway, let's go jump into the news with greatness of wrestling. So this is the construction for the stage that they're doing for Greatest Royal Rumble. Here's another picture. Some of you may not know that this is happening in this stadium right here in Saudi Arabia. So it seems like it's going to be a mini WrestleMania. The arena is huge, matches are very big. For example, we're going to have every title being defended: WWE title, Red Period of Blood, Universal Championship, Intercontinental Championship, and a very flashy United States Championship, as well as Cruiserweight Championship, both Tag Team Championships, Red one and Blue one. I just realized how terrible these titles in the WWE are, but no, because it's Saudi Arabia, you can't really do it right here because stuff is different around here, you know? Also, you're going to have Triple H versus John Cena, Undertaker versus Chris Rusev. They keep changing that shit all the time, so let's flip a coin and see which one is it. Rusev! Chris Jericho! No, it's Rusev, yeah, Rusev. Finally confirmed Rusev is going to be in this match. Speaking of Rusev, I have a reason why he actually got replaced. So, WWE thought that he offended The Undertaker by him being in character. So he was on TMZ in character saying that I will beat him, he's in the past. I'm Rusev, I will crush him because Rusev did. Obviously, in kayfabe playing a character, WWE were like, you can't disrespect The Undertaker. The old man can be disrespected. Come on, who would disrespect The Undertaker? It's obviously a kayfabe, so WWE are a big, huge, gigantic pussies. Anyway, speaking about Greatest Royal Rumble, here are the championship matches. The Undertaker versus Rusev, John Cena versus Triple H, Cedric Alexander versus to be announced, the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy versus Cesaro and Sheamus, both are obviously for Tag Team Championships. United States Championship, Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal, WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Intercontinental Championship ladder match, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe versus The Miz, Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in a steel cage, and a 50-man Royal Rumble match. Another reason why I mention all these matches is that we can actually have a little bit of change in this one, because we can see the Intercontinental Championship going to SmackDown again, and Universal Championship, United States Championship going to Raw, which makes a lot of sense because The Miz is on SmackDown, you want that title right here, and United States Championship, Jinder Mahal can actually win it, and maybe they are actually going to do it. A lot of possibilities right here. I honestly cannot wait for this. A lot of people are complaining too many pay-per-views. I love it. I don't know. I'm working all the time, so sometimes to get that relaxation, of course I have to do a predictions and then a review, but it's fun. I like that. Honestly, I never complain about having a lot of pay-per-views. And let's move on with another news. By the way, the most exciting match for me, holy shit, I don't even know. Oh, and I also hate the fact that they're using this and Roman Reigns will win it because he will get cheered right here, and they don't realize that once he comes back to US, people will start to boo the shit out of this guy. So WWE are playing big dumbasses right here again. My most excited match that I'm most excited about is probably John Cena versus Triple H. That sounds very interesting. Me, who grew up in this era, I don't know, I honestly like that. Let's move on. Asuka to make SmackDown Live in-ring debut this Tuesday in a tag team bout with Becky Lynch against the Iconics. Oh my god, Asuka Asuka is going to be on SmackDown Live making her debut. This is shocking. This totally deserves to be on the main page of WWE.com. This is shocking right here. Bigger than The Undertaker. She's been wrestling in the main roster for, I don't know, 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. How is that even a big deal? Raw or SmackDown? Who gives a shit? Seriously. It's cool, of course, but a tag team match? You're announcing like we're going to have Ronda Rousey versus Asuka. So, I don't know. I decided to put that in this video. I don't know. Awesome. Latest updates on Rey Mysterio's WWE future. As reported by Dave Meltzer, former World Heavyweight Champion Rey Mysterio has not yet signed a new deal with WWE. Mysterio, who had his return to the company in a one-off appearance at this year's Royal Rumble event, has been linked with a full-time comeback for a few months now. Mysterio also been considered for a spot in the 50-man Royal Rumble event at Friday's greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Dave Meltzer tweeted he hasn't signed a contract at this point. It's one of these things where there's so many rumors about a certain superstar returning to the company, and you start not giving a shit anymore. Because you kinda get tired. If he's going to be right here, if he's going to be in the WWE, F yeah. If he's not, well, okay. Because the same thing happened with Kurt Angle. There were so many rumors about Angle, I didn't even care anymore. But I have found something very, very interesting in Saudi Arabia's greatest Royal Rumble match poster. Apparently, you can actually see Rey Mysterio right here in the middle, which probably means he's going to be in this Royal Rumble. I actually saw a few of these, so maybe he's actually going to be right here. I think he will. Good surprise. These fans are really into this because for them, the Ruthless Aggression era is your Attitude era. You know, for me also, Ruthless Aggression is my Attitude era because I grew up with that. So it's gonna be very, very interesting, and let's move on with the news. Let's talk about TNA for a second. Introducing the brand new Impact World Tag Team Championships. Brand new Impact X Division Championship. Brand new Impact Knockouts Championship. Brand new Impact World Heavyweight Championship. Now I don't watch TNA. I used to watch it in like 2010 or 9. I don't remember, but Aces and Eights were right here. I think WWE screwed up a lot during these past years. I especially hated this whole green shit that they did. You know, Jiffy, Global Force Wrestling plus TNA at the same time. Championships looked terrible. Ring ropes were green in a blue arena. I don't know, everything just looked terrible. Presentation, wrestling, everything was really, really bad. But now it seems like they're getting on the right path because it's kinda interesting. Of course, you don't have the best roster, but at the same time, you have this Evan Bourne guy who was in the WWE. You have John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact. He's called Johnny Impact. Johnny Impact. Anyway, I'm just gonna pretend that it never happened and I'm gonna think about Cesaro's nipples for a second. Huge. Anyway, titles look amazing, especially I love the tag team championships. The blue color looks amazing on these titles. Most of the time I think I wouldn't like that, but for some reason it kind of stuck to me. I appreciate all of these championships, so I want them to succeed, but I don't believe that it's going to happen. If you could be as successful as NXT at least, that would be amazing. So good luck to them, and let's move on with the news and let's talk about Paige and the new potential tag team championships. 5 controversial decisions we would like to see Paige make as SmackDown Live's general manager. Create a women's tag titles. It's not a secret we have a couple of groups tag teams in the women's division, so Paige could actually introduce us to the new tag team championships for women's division. Now it would be, of course, this is just a wish list from WWE.com, but WWE shared it on Twitter. Paige, I think, shared it. Nikki Bella and Brie Bella shared it as they want to come back as tag team to win these championships. Of course, these women would make it prestigious because they've been in WWE for a longest time. They also fucked with John Cena and Daniel Bryan. I shouldn't say that. On paper sounds like a good idea. Of course, more people would be champions, more opportunities. There's only 2 titles for women's division, and there's a bunch of women in WWE right now, which is a great thing. But you kind of want to reward all of them, right? Well, it sounds like a great idea on paper, and I asked you guys on Twitter. You said that it's a very good idea. I think most of you, like 99%. What people fail to realize is that SmackDown Live is only 2 hours, and that's with commercials. You don't even see most of the superstars on the roster on the show. You know, it goes very very fast, and that's what I like about SmackDown. But if you would have women's tag team titles, women's title, WWE title, US title all at the same time in one show, I think it would really suck. I think it would really suck. Most of the guys wouldn't be on the roster, especially considering the fact that we have a large roster in WWE roster, a huge roster on SmackDown Live and Raw. So it sounds like a good idea on paper. I wouldn't mind like a show like a 205, you know, like main event, and have that stuff right here somehow. Maybe merge Cruiserweight division with women's wrestling, something like that. But on SmackDown Live or on Raw, I don't see it happening. Maybe on Raw somehow, but on SmackDown, really, no. However, that's not it. There are 3-4 more things that Paige could unveil as new things on SmackDown Live. Bring back Talking Smack. Oh, fuck me right on the pussy. This is a very good idea. I love this. Not only it was something to watch after SmackDown if you have nothing to do, it was also a great way for characters to develop their character. Even Baron Corbin cuts good promos on this. Can you believe Baron Corbin cutting a good promo? Well, you can see that on SmackDown Live. The Miz resurrected his career on SmackDown Live. There were so many funny moments. Daniel Bryan talking about fisting the butthole. I fucking love that shit. Anyway, it's a very good show for superstars. It's like a third hour of SmackDown, right? Am I the only one who loved that? Let me know in the comments below. Renee Young also said that she wants to bring it back. A lot of people said they want to bring this back on Twitter. One of the biggest things that suck about WWE is people having scripts. They can't cut promos naturally, they have to memorize shit, and it ruins promos, you know. Maybe that guy has some kind of talent and he could actually make a good promo, and on Talking Smack you can see that because they improvise, which is one of the best things about the show. Establish a relationship with NXT that will allow any NXT superstars to compete on a given week. I don't like that at all. I mean, if you're on NXT, stay on NXT. You know, once you go to the main roster, stay on the main roster. I don't like this. It would make kind of feel like SmackDown is this C-B show, because on Raw you can't do that. On SmackDown, yes, give all the NXT superstars. I'm not saying that NXT is worse. NXT is probably the best show out of all of these when it comes to stories, wrestling. I'm just saying that I don't like this idea because it makes them look kind of like rookies. You know, I'm SmackDown 1 week, but I'm gonna get the fuck back on SmackDown, on NXT, to NXT. I don't like this idea. I might like the open challenge when someone appears of NXT out of nowhere. That's kind of interesting. Other than that, keep it as it is. One more thing. A championship that is defended every Tuesday night. I mean, no, just no. No. I mean, it doesn't have to be a rule. They're trying to say that it has to be a rule to defend the United States Championship, for example, every week. It would get boring, it would get stale, it would kind of ruin all the potential rivalries for the US Championship because every week you have to defend the goddamn title. I don't like this, especially if a heel is going to be a champion. Every week you're going to see cheating, every week you're going to see this clusterfuck. I don't want this on SmackDown Live. Would I love to see more titles defended, like more often? Of course, do that every other week, but it doesn't have to be a rule, you know, because a certain superstar can do it, another superstar, it may not fit his character. You know what I'm saying? So maybe just, what about no? What about no, Paige? What about no? Bring back more superstars from WWE alumni. I mean, that's just basically saying that bring more superstars returning, more returns. Okay, I think that's already happening. Okay.
How come Roman Reigns can't get over with the fans?
He's a great wrestler, one of my favorites to work with, and B, he's one of the
Gotta get that Vince McMahon cock out of my mouth. I'm kidding. I love Jericho. I'm kidding.
He's so cool. He's funny. He's super laid back. But man, that guy is one of my favorite people. I've got a group text with Roman and a couple other guys, and we have
that Vince McMahon cock is.
I think the fans, much like he's like a modern day John Cena. Yeah. For years, fans just boo Cena because they think it's the cool thing to do.
Being pushed every week, main eventing every WrestleMania, being pushed down our throats, that is what's happening. I understand what he's saying, and I think he makes a lot of sense. However, I don't think it's the same as John Cena though. And even John Cena, it was a terrible push. For way too long, the same character, no development. They are hated for the same reasons Superman is being hated.
He needs some good heels to work with. Heels that want to be heels, you know, like, or can be heels. Like a guy like...
There's not a lot of that right now.
Well, there isn't. Like a guy like Samoa Joe, I mean, he's a big, tough ass kicker who's a great promo. He looks tough.
Yeah.
What's to hate? You know, what's the heel about Samoa Joe? And I'm not saying it in a bad way, but dude, I love Samoa Joe before I ever met him. Because I just like that guy, like, he kicks people's asses. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
It's like Brock Lesnar. How can you ever cast Brock Lesnar as a heel? He's a big, giant, ugly, you know, guy who beats the hell out of guys and wins all the time.
Yeah.
What's to hate about that? Like, if it was me as a heel, I could get it over. Maybe Miz, like those type of heels.
Yeah.
I think I disagree. No city, no crowd is going to cheer for Roman Reigns instead of Chris Jericho or The Miz. No one. You can I don't know, you can bring a gun, I don't know, you can do anything. You can wrestle naked and still you're going to get more cheer than the Roman Reigns. There's no possibility with the booking. You gotta change his character. Every other guy is going to be cheered instead of Roman Reigns. The problem is not in the other guys. The problem is in this guy, the booking. You know, that's the problem, and I think most of you agree with that. Anyway, that's how we end this episode. Roman Reigns' character still sucks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to check out my previous WWE 2K GM Universe mode. Very good episode. Make sure to click that at the annotation after this video. Bam, click that shit. Make sure to check out my other channel, Greatness TV, social media, Twitter, Instagram. Let me know in the comments below, do you enjoy Greatness of Wrestling show? I love it. Other people say, well, you're too late on the news. The point of it is not to bring you the news, well, it's half the point, but the biggest point is to give you my thoughts, what I think about it. That's why the video is longer. It's like a half podcast. I hope you understand that. Anyway, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.